Hey everybody, welcome to After the Movie. I'm your host Skylar,
I'm Brandon.
and
I'm
today
Mia.
we have
Hello.
Mia. So today we're going to talk about quite a great many things in a limited amount of time. So let's just jump right into it. First on the list is the Oscars, the Oscar winners. We did an episode a few weeks ago on the Oscar nominations.
Mm-hmm.
I forget what movie it was Phantom Thread, right?
Mm-hmm.
We watched Phantom Thread. We reviewed Phantom Thread. So the Phantom Thread episode we did
Mm-hmm.
the Oscar nominations. And so today we're going to do the Oscar winners. We're not going to go through the whole list. I just want to talk about the stuff we thought was
Big
most
things,
interesting.
like
yeah.
winning a jet ski, because that was important.
Yeah, that did happen. That was actually a lot of fun. I really enjoyed Jimmy Kimmel's hosting this year.
Yeah.
I thought he did a great job.
I didn't watch it live because
Yeah?
I don't have a TV.
Oh, yeah.
So I was like watching it like as Reddit updated.
Uh-huh.
Wait, what the hell is this? Anyway, but yeah, it was really neat. I was happy with everything except for the Dunkirk Video Awards.
I know, yeah. That was bad. So
We all know here, Brandon is very outspoken about how he feels about Chris Nolan.
It's okay. I think we all feel the same way about
So
Chris Nolan.
when Dunkirk won, it was sound design or mixing first. It was sound design first, right?
Does it matter? Because it
So
won both.
well, when it
Yeah.
won, whatever came first, I
Yeah.
knew that was like the nail in the coffin for Baby Driver. I was like, it's not gonna get
not gonna get
anything after this, because usually because a lot of people that vote when they do sound mixing and design, they don't know the difference, so they just give both of the categories to the same movie. And Grant, I'll say this: the sound design and mixing are very important in Dunkirk, and so is the editing for that movie to work the way that it does, and for you to like feel, like you need to feel like you're there, and sound is really important to that. The explosions, like the sounds of Tom Hardy in the plane and all that.
Mm-hmm.
I remember someone joked on Twitter that I could actually understand what Tom Hardy was saying, so they probably did deserve an Oscar for the sound. But I just feel like I feel like Dunkirk could have worked as a silent film. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, because I didn't even care about the characters that much. So, like, it just feels
I
like...
saw a tweet that was like, I learned more about Dunkirk in Darkest Hour than I did in Dunkirk.
Yeah, I saw that one too. Yeah, it's like, man. Anyway, I just feel like the sound design and all that was much more important in Baby Driver, and it played a much more like integral role in the story and the storytelling, and the editing too. I just like I don't know. I don't know. I mean, Dunkirk is a different movie. It's not. Again, awards. Let me preface everything that we talk about the Oscars with. Awards don't mean anything. I mean, they do to some degree. It's important that Jordan Peele won the Oscar for Best Original Screenplay. He's the first black man to ever win the Oscar for Best Original Screenplay. It's important that Greta Gerwig was nominated for Best Director.
Mm-hmm.
She's only the fifth woman to be nominated, I think.
I'm glad that Catherine Bigelow won.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, for Hurt Locker. Yeah, that was nice.
That was a kick-ass movie, man.
Yeah, but
and she won Zero Dark 30 too.
Did she do zero? Did she win for Zero Dark 30?
Yeah, I believe so.
But yeah, I mean, those kinds of things are important. But at the end of the day, nobody remembers. I always say this, and now I know what the movie was, but nobody remembers what beat Citizen Kane for Best Picture. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's not. They're not important.
Everybody thinks that Citizen Kane won.
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah, they probably do. Like, if they're not as savvy about it, they probably
They
just
don't watch
assume
compilations of every Oscar winner for Best Picture ever on YouTube.
Yeah, they're sitting
Like,
there
I've
going,
watched
what?
those videos, and then I'm like, what are like half these movies? I've never.
Did Sunset Boulevard win the Oscar for Best Picture?
Maybe.
Sunset Boulevard.
What beat Star Wars in '84?
In 84? Which one was 84? Is that Return of the Jedi?
Empire.
Or is that Empire?
Yeah.
Oh. I don't know. Let's see. Oscars. 1984. Let's see. What won? Is it the 56th or the 57th? Oh! I hate that. 1984.
It's always the year.
It's the year like
after.
after, yeah. Okay, here we go. Can we? What's happening here? Why can't I scroll down?
Wow.
Oh, okay.
Was that what?
What?
They had Cheech and Cheech and Chong.
Whoa!
Whoa! They got the award for Return of the Jedi. Wow. The 80s were weird.
Yeah, that was weird. So they got a special achievement award. But view by category, select category. This is interesting. I bet this is like riveting to listen to and to watch. Here we go. Where's like best picture?
There.
Oh, what is the order that's in? That's bizarre. Best picture, Terms of Endearment.
It's not even that good.
Yeah, Terms of Endearment's kind of The Big Chill, The Dresser, The Right Stuff. I mean,
I haven't seen any of these movies.
yeah, I don't know, man.
Wait.
But
Maybe
anyway,
it's 1985.
maybe it is 1985.
Yeah, because this is honoring movies released in 1983. So released in 1983.
Okay, let's find out. Oh, this was the year with Murray Abraham, an El Paso native.
From Murray.
I love.
Oh, this
Murray
was
Abraham.
Amadeus one that year.
Rock Me.
Yeah, it was
Amadeus.
Amadeus. Was it? Yeah, it was Amadeus.
That's actually a good movie.
Yeah, that is a good movie. But anyway, awards don't matter. The big winner of the night, of course, was Guillermo del Toro. Represent.
Mexican.
Yeah, hell yeah.
You can't see it.
Now, granted, I'm not a big fan of Iñárritu, but I'm glad that like the past few years, it's been Alfonso Cuarón, Iñárritu, and
I love
Guillermo
Cuarón.
del Toro.
Cuarón's great.
Don't you
Cuarón
mean,
is
He,
awesome.
don't
he
you mean
did Children's
Totoro?
great.
Oh yeah, Guillermo del Totoro. Do you ever see that post where like
It's him as Totoro.
well, no, but like it's there was this young actress he was working with. I think she was Japanese, and she had trouble pronouncing his name, so he let her call him Totoro.
Oh yeah.
Like she just called him Totoro. It's like so cute.
I mean, he kind of looks like Totoro.
He does.
So.
He's a big
old
just
happy guy.
yeah,
I
just
love
a big
Guillermo.
fluffy
I'm so
guy.
happy for him.
Yeah, he's so awesome.
So great.
I love that
dude.
guy.
Man.
But yeah, so Shape of Water won Best Picture. I think it's a good movie.
Still haven't seen it yet.
It's really good.
It's pretty good.
Yeah,
It's really
good. Some people on Twitter were like, nobody's gonna remember Shape of Water, and I'm like, yeah, that's it. I'm like, that's what happens with every single Best Picture winner.
But people are gonna remember Shape of Water. Though.
They are gonna remember Shape of Water.
Like Phantom Thread wouldn't have been remembered, and neither would have
Yeah.
Dunkirk,
Yeah,
and
definitely.
neither would have Darkest Hour.
Yeah, the only other one I think that would have been remembered would have been
Get Out.
Get Out.
Get Out.
That would be the one.
And
Yeah.
these are the two that I wanted because one was like sci-fi fantasy,
Yeah,
and then the other was horror.
Yeah.
So that's my shit.
it's I mean, it's cool. It's I don't know.
It was like revolutionary on all kinds of corners.
For me, other than the whole Baby Driver thing, the
Yeah.
Oscars were pretty solid.
Yeah.
There's nothing really to report.
I feel like the Baby Driver thing too. It kind of brings back to Spacey, probably just being in the movie.
I was gonna say,
yeah,
isn't
I mean-
it because Redacted is in the movie?
Yeah.
This expletive.
Yeah, you have to bleep out
That's
his
why.
name
That's
every
why
time.
they didn't show any clips with him in them.
Yeah. Now, luckily, I think some of the better like editing moments and audio moments in the movie do not involve Kevin Spacey. So
Every time you say his name, it should just be me saying Redacted.
I'm not gonna edit that.
Do it. You should
It'd
do
be
that.
like that one scene in that one episode of Sim when they're like talking about prizes and they're just band-aids.
Oh yeah. It's like is there any like this last season of Broad City? Every time they say Trump, they bleep it out like it's a bad word. It's really funny.
I gotta see it. Man.
Like they usually premiere in the summer, but then they usually premiere the season in the winter, but then when Trump won, they like stopped production for 6 months so they could rewrite the season because they thought Hillary was gonna win, and so they wrote the season based around that. And so like they rewrote the whole season like to kind of
That's hilarious.
mention Trump in different ways. Yeah, it was
Damn.
it's really fun. It's a great season. You gotta get to that
We
season 4.
got screwed, man.
Yeah, we did.
Anyway.
Anyway, but who didn't get screwed was The Shape of Water.
Yeah.
And I'm really glad that Jordan Peele won for Get Out. That was was really, really awesome. And Roger Deakins winning for the first time in his huge lengthy career
Yes!
for cinematography.
Finally.
Like all his work with the Coen brothers,
God.
and like all the stuff he's ever done. He's so awesome, and I'm really glad he won. I honestly though, to me, Roger Deakins, you got to take care of Squanchy.
Yeah. Look at it. He's ridiculous.
What are you doing, Squanchy? Yeah, He just fell. So
God. He wants to get on the windows.
yeah, he likes going up there.
Get up there then. Go! He just like kind of like hangs until he's sitting on freaking.
But anyway, I feel like I don't know. To me, I'm glad he won. I'm glad Roger Deakins won. But I feel like he won for Blade Runner 2049, which is like a beautiful looking movie.
Everybody thought that movie was gonna get a bunch of stuff, and it kind of did, but it.
I'm glad it was nominated.
I'm happy that so much sci-fi stuff brought in awards this year.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just like, this is great because we need more like recognition for sci-fi and horror.
Yeah, I think so, definitely.
Like, I'm kind of.
And I also think good action. Like
Yeah,
Baby Driver, I think
that
got
too.
snubbed for sure because you know we've seen a million movies like Dunkirk. Now, granted, not necessarily in that way. You know, the way it's edited and the way that it tells the story through like these the same event through 3 different perspectives, each with varying like time frames.
Mm-hmm.
It's interesting. But it's like that kind of thing we've seen before, and I don't know that it's that much different than the stuff we've seen before. Right. Whereas Baby Driver, obviously it's inspired by a bunch of, getaway driver movies that have come before it, but I think it's significantly different and elevated because of the filmmaking techniques within that there really should have been more recognition for that. I'm glad it was nominated. I think that's definitely some good recognition, but at the same time it's kind of like,
even
why
though
couldn't it win?
awards don't matter.
They don't matter. Yeah. Let's move on. I guess any last thoughts about the Oscars? Anything?
That was good.
I thought that was good. There was a good. I will say. So there was a moment where I don't know if you saw it, where Jimmy Kimmel took a bunch of people from the Oscars and they got a bunch of snacks and they went to a movie theater across the street and like stopped a preview screening of A Wrinkle in Time and just had like. There was like Guillermo del Toro and like Lin-Manuel Miranda carrying like a giant like 8-foot long like sub sandwich. Like Guillermo del Toro was carrying the front, and Lin-Manuel was carrying the back.
Had like
Ansel Elgort and Armie Hammer had like hot dog cannons. They were like shooting.
That's hilarious.
It was awesome. Yeah.
Some people thought that was stupid, and I'm like, why is that stupid?
Yeah, like why
that's
is that
cool.
stupid? It's awesome. Yeah.
Why didn't more people get up and go? Like if that was me in the if I was one of the people at the Oscars, that's like only the cool people
only
went.
the cool funny
it's
guys
like,
win.
Yeah,
like
it was definitely the cool
like if
fun
that
thing.
was me, if I was
Mark
a famous,
Hamill went.
Yeah, like if I was a famous person, I'd be like, dude, I'm up for it. I've been sitting here for like 2 hours. I don't get to do anything. I'll go.
See Mark Hamill. Oh man, I want to meet him so.
And there was great footage of Mark Hamill meeting Gal.
Oh, I saw that.
Yeah,
that was so nice.
That was great. Yeah,
he looked so excited.
Yeah, he was really excited. He was like, oh, it's Wonder Woman.
It's like Skywalker.
I was happy too that Call Me by Your Name got
best adapted. That was great. I'm intrigued that there's gonna be a sequel.
That's weird.
That's super weird.
What?
I don't know how I feel about that. Yeah. I'm like, that
does he
feels
come
like
back the next summer or whatever?
No, well, apparently it's going to take place in the 90s in the U.S.
They're going to travel around the world. Apparently,
I think just the U.S.
The U.S. is what he said.
I think that's what I heard from the director.
Is there a sequel?
What's it about?
Book?
I don't know if there's a sequel to the book.
I just wanted it that way. It was such a good ending. It was perfect. It was bittersweet.
I still haven't seen it, so
very,
I'm
very
excited.
Sweet.
And Armie Hammer and Timothy Chalamet are both returning for the sequel, apparently. So.
Batman and Ham Omelet.
Batman and Ham Omelet?
Yeah.
All right, well, let's move on.
The real Batman.
Brandon, you saw Annihilation this past week.
And I loved it.
So why don't you tell, what's it about? What's the movie
about? It's really different from the book. It's based on a book. I haven't read the book, but I was talking to somebody who has. And it's Natalie Portman is a biologist, ex-military, and Oscar Isaac is military. They're a couple. And he goes off to do a mission and goes missing for like a year and is assumed dead. Shows up and they have a conversation, but he starts getting really sick, and one thing leads to another, and they're quarantined by the military. And she's like, "What's happening? Where was my husband?" And they're like, "Well, he was on a secret mission." She finds out that there's some kind of weird event. You could say it's aliens, I guess, or something. At the beginning of the movie, it starts with kind of like the way the Thing does with an asteroid hitting the Earth.
Mm-hmm.
Well, spaceship, but this time it's an asteroid. It's not a spaceship. So you could assume it's from space. And whatever this thing is created some kind of biome, and they call it the Shimmer. And whatever goes inside the Shimmer doesn't come out, and he's the only thing to come out.
Whoa.
Yeah, that's really cool, and it's been growing for 3 years, and it looks like it's off the coast of some U.S. city. It's undisclosed. They call it Area X, or something like that.
Yeah, they don't
Yeah.
nothing specific.
So this team of four scientists, 4 female scientists, are going to go in and check it out. They all have different fields in science, and Natalie Portman, she volunteers because she wants to try to save her husband's life and figure out what the hell start all the bullshit. What's killing people inside and what's going on, and holy hell.
That sounds great.
Sounds
great.
Do they get annihilated?
Oh. Boy, do they! No, it's really cool.
Get annihilated. That sounds great, and it makes me sad that it seems as though it's gotten such like a...
Not as much recognition as it should.
Nobody, like the only thing I've seen people say about it is, you need to go see it because nobody's seeing it. Like that's what I've seen. It's like
people need to see it because it's freaking awesome, and like it's genuinely freaking cool. Like even it was cool. I saw Chuck Horak and his family. I saw the Horacks there when
Chuck, by the way, is a very good friend of the show. He's our buddy.
Yeah. Producer.
He's a very cool guy, and his daughter just made a movie. Last summer,
and I'm in it.
Yeah, and Brandon's in it.
Check out the Instagram.
Maybe it'll be for like for download or something soon. I know they're trying to look for a distributor right now, so it might be a little while, but
we'll see what happens.
We'll see what happens. Yeah.
Wow.
Oh wow.
But yeah, so I saw them there. Catherine was the only one not there because she's in, and Richard, because I believe they're in Austin. But anyway, but it was the rest of them. So it was really cool. But he ended up liking it too. They all liked it a lot. And he was talking well about it, and he wants everybody to go see it too.
Cool, yeah.
So it's just like, okay, phew, Chuck liked it.
and the other interesting thing too is our Chuck Horak, our friend, he created it came from the 50s, which was like a small film festival here in El Paso, where he just showed a bunch of classic
sci-fi.
like 50s sci-fi, and from there he co-created with Eric Pearson the Plaza Classic Film Festival, which is the largest classic film festival in the world. In El Paso, here in El Paso. So
it's like Cannes is the biggest film fest in the world, and then we have the largest classic
film festival. Yeah,
we need to up our like indie film game in the city.
We do, yeah, we do.
But that's another topic.
Yeah.
But anyway, Annihilation was really cool.
Annihilation.
Cool
what do you give it?
I give it like an 8 or 9 out of 10. Like when I was watching, my jaw was dropped the entire time.
Oh man, I really want to see it, but I'm afraid it might be out of theaters.
I need to watch it again. Yeah, I think we have it for like a few more days probably at Alamo. It's like the late night screening. We have them in the small theaters.
Oh, cool.
Man, I really liked it. I want to watch it again for sure. It was a trip. Totally.
Nice.
It made you think.
Were you annihilated?
I was annihilated at the end. I was annihilated like 10 minutes in. I was like, what? It was pretty heavy, and like, cause like, and like, all the characters have really good arcs too, and like good emotional like drive force, and it's cool. It's like you get linked with these characters, and it's like, okay, it's a memorable movie. I think it's really cool. The monsters were spooky.
It sounds sick. It sounds awesome. I really want to check it out.
Very cool movie.
Now to a not so good movie.
Oh,
this past
terrible,
week,
awful movie.
Mia and I watched the Netflix and Warner Brothers produced Full Metal Alchemist to live action adaptation.
I watched it twice.
Have you ever seen?
Have you seen Full Metal Alchemist?
Full Metal Alchemist, the
I've seen
show.
Yeah, Max has seen more of them. He likes it a lot.
It's really good.
Yeah.
You should watch the show. And Brotherhood, which was its sequel reboot show, where they because the original series Full Metal Alchemist, the manga wasn't done, but they finished the series before the manga was
so they
finished.
like got up to a certain point in the manga, and then the manga wasn't updated, so then they just made up.
So they just kept going. Yeah, so like in contrast, like Attack on Titan, the reason it takes so long for the seasons to come out is because they're like, well, we're basically right alongside the manga, so we're just gonna wait.
That's why it took 3 years for season 2.
Yeah, like Game of Thrones, just wait for the books. Otherwise, that they branch. Yeah. And so Brotherhood they made like how many years later? Like a handful of years later. Like not that much.
Well, the original series is like 2003, and then Brotherhood's like 2009. So like.
Yeah, so not that much long later. But Brotherhood is just it's the exact same thing.
Because by the time Brotherhood came out, the manga was over.
But they adapted
the whole manga.
The entire manga like.
So it follows
beat
the
for beat. Yeah, so the ending is the same ending in the manga. Anyway, the Full Metal Alchemist live action film takes its cues from both shows, and it's very bad.
It's like, no, it's because they took certain like moments from the show where it's like, well, that was in the show, we gotta put it in the movie. Yeah. Nina turned into a chimera, we gotta, spoilers by the way, we've gotta put that in the movie, and it looks terrible. It's
like there was a guy, we watched his review of it, and I think he put it the best, where he was like, it's the worst possible version of the best case scenario, where it's like, you know how everybody's like, oh, what we want is a bunch of fan service, so then the whole movie is just this like shoehorned bad fan service of like the plot has to kind of follow these certain beats so it's like we have to see like
what do you call it, the Death Note movie.
Yeah, kind of. But I think the Death Note movie almost is like a better case.
Really?
So I think that like the Death Note thing, at least that movie, I don't know, that movie feels like it's pretty streamlined. Like it's trying to go somewhere, and it's a different adaptation. It takes place in the U.S. You know, it's
with Light Turner.
It's doing its own thing. You know what I mean? Like it's doing its own thing. But the Full Metal Alchemist thing is trying so hard. It's like the Powerpuff Girls reboot. It's trying so hard.
Teen Titans Go.
Yeah. A little bit, yeah. It's like it's trying so hard to be like the original thing, but
it doesn't want to be its own thing.
Yeah, like
it's trying to be its own thing at the same time.
Yeah, but it can't. But it can't because it's like trapped in attempting to recreate all the iconic stuff.
It can't deviate from the story, because if it does, then people will still get mad.
Yeah, and
but like it still made me mad.
Yeah.
Because it took like it took like a bunch of different like parts of the story and like just shoved them in there. Like we had to see the stuff in Lior, even though that was like 5 seconds.
Yeah, which again I think like that could have worked as its own thing, but you know. Whatever.
And then also like none of the characters were the characters at all.
Yeah,
their personalities were like nothing like at all.
Yeah, essentially a lot of the stuff is just them transcribing scenes from the iconic scenes from the show into live action, like literally word for word. And it's like, that's cool, but it doesn't mean anything, like if you don't put anything behind it. And so the movie ultimately,
it doesn't look like a movie.
Really
it looks
hollow.
Like a fan film. They just look like,
that's what I kept saying.
They just look like cosplayers.
That's what they look
so like. Like Al, who is the brother and the big, his soul is inside this big suit of armor.
He's a suit of armor.
Every time I look at it, I think it's like
cosplayer.
No, because it's CG. What I think is it looks like if a guy on YouTube, was like practicing CG work, and he's like, "This is what I think it would look like. This is my test for like a fan film of this." If I saw that on YouTube, I'd be like, "Okay, well, that's pretty good." It's in a movie. Like it looks.
Oh no!
Bad.
And the characters you meet that are like in the iconic scenes, you meet them for like 5 seconds. You don't get to like know who they are or like learn to care for them. Like we meet Nina for like 2 seconds, like 30 seconds.
She gets killed
and
off,
then she gets turned into a chimera, and then you never see her again.
This is why I don't want a Cowboy Bebop live action.
But see, I think you could do it because there's only 26 episodes of Cowboy Bebop, and a lot of them are like filler, and not that they're like bad filler.
Because
like,
all of them are just like the goofy episodes.
Yeah,
or
like
the ones that get poisoned.
Yeah, like the alien episode. Yeah, it's like you wouldn't adapt that, or you could maybe have a reference to it where like
it's terrifying.
That was super stupid, but really funny. Like the ending when they reveal that
it was such like a weight off your shoulder.
Yeah, it's like, oh my god.
And then
But dude, can you imagine like young Keanu?
Yeah.
Doing Spike Spiegel? I think he could still do it. But anyway,
it was just like. And then it's like, then they had to put in like certain deaths and stuff, so like you have to kill off. Spoilers, they have to kill off like Hughes and stuff. Yeah. And even then, I still didn't care that much about him. Like I was sad because I was sad when I watched him die in like the in the anime and stuff. But like I wasn't sad because it made me sad. I was sad because I was sad watching it before. Yeah. Like his daughter's never born, so he never gets to be like the like, guys, look at my daughter, look at her, she's so cute. Best dad ever.
There's a lot of missed opportunity there, and I think like it rings hollow. There's a character in the show called Hawkeye, and she's like really proficient with guns.
She's like a sharpshooter.
Like yeah, she's a sharpshooter. She like and in the show she gets these amazing sequences where she's doing all these crazy gun things.
She gets to shoot.
In the movie,
she does none of that.
She does none of that. We see her shoot maybe once, and it's a rifle, and
not
it's
like a pistol or a handgun.
which is her normal thing where she's
I feel like the only character that was close enough to like who they are in the anime was Mustang. But even then,
I know this frustration.
Even then, all I was waiting for Mustang to do was sing the Yuri on Ice theme because it was the guy who sings the Yuri on Ice theme.
Oh,
I'm like, why are you in this film?
It's like this is kind of like when they made the Max Payne movie. And I just wanted it, or just like any video game movie, and you just want it to be so good, so bad, and it's like they never end up doing any of the cool shit in the game.
Brandon and I have talked about this.
Or they overhype one thing, like they sounds like they're doing with this movie.
Yeah. Brandon and I have talked about this at length. We're like, why is it so hard to adapt a video game or an anime?
As far an anime, it's so much. Video games, I can see where it's a little bit more difficult because like it's a different type of narrative that you're adapting.
Yeah.
Well, because you're part of the story of a video game.
That's the thing. It's if your main character doesn't have a personality, that can work in a video game because the idea is that you fill those shoes. As the player, you don't care that there's no main character really. Dialogue, But it's like, there are other things where it's like, well, how was that so hard to adapt? I'm nervous about the Lara Croft movie. But I think it looks like it's going to be kind of fun.
Yeah, and I'm happy that they're basing it like off of the new era of Lara Croft.
Yeah.
And they're like getting away from like the Angelina Jolie era, like because it was very much the OG like goofy '90s version that hers was. So like this looks like a pretty sick like. That's what I deleted my deleted tweet that day because it was too early to tweet. I wanted everybody to see it. Was movie trailers would be a lot cooler if they stopped using shitty covers.
Yeah.
Dude. That was one of my biggest thing with Lara Croft.
2017 was the year of bad covers.
It kickstarted it, and it's happening again.
Yeah, it just keeps on going.
So we have it with this movie, and we have it with another one that I saw, and it was just like the Ready Player One. Isn't bad.
But that one I think works because the whole movie is about.
I guess it works.
Like taking things and
Wrinkle in Time though.
That's the one I didn't. Yeah, I wasn't a big fan of the cover in that trailer. They need
to stop with the fucking covers, man.
Talking about music, none of the music from the show was in the movie.
Yeah, it's
there
true.
was no theme song or anything, not even trying.
They just don't have anything.
Also, even the cool moments that they tried to do, when Mustang kills the Fudge out of lust and envy,
it doesn't look as good.
It doesn't look as good, and it's not as cool.
Yeah,
as
we watched the scene from the show right after we watched the movie because that happens at the end of the movie. So we watch that scene of the show.
Yeah, they killed the villains in the movie.
And the animation in the show is beautiful and amazing, and it's just it's eye popping. It's great. And then in the movie, that whole sequence was just it was really I think the problem with the movie is that it rings hollow because you don't care about anything.
Also, the monsters at the end of the movie they look crappy
stupid
versions of the monsters from the second Full Metal Alchemist PS2 game.
Oh yeah,
they're crappy versions of that.
It looked like they looked like the CG bad guys in Scooby-Doo 2.
No, I thought they
Scooby-Doo 2, they look great because that's the point of the movie.
They had the same eye.
Yeah, they had the same eye as the tar monster.
As the tar monster. I swear it's this. They just copy pasted it.
So here's one of the big things I think is that this movie, the series Full Metal Alchemist, it takes place in a fictionalized European country.
Okay.
And fictionalized countries around it.
Okay. Kind of like Gotham City.
A little bit, yeah. It's like how Gotham's like New York.
Yeah, that's why they have their own military uniforms.
But the problem is, there's no white people.
There's no European.
There are no European people playing these parts. So it's a bunch of Japanese people playing. And of course, there's nobody made a big stink about that.
There's a Japanese guy named Edward Elric and his brother Alphonse. And their mother Trisha Elric.
Yeah, and her grave is in Japanese characters, and then her name, Trisha Elric, is like in English underneath
They didn't try at all with this movie.
Well, yeah, no. But here's the thing.
I mean, it makes sense when you watch it in Japanese in the anime because it's an anime.
It's an anime,
like,
so you can, and you know they don't like in anime. Everybody looks like
people are
anime,
people.
so
They're not like
they don't
But
necessarily.
this is it was.
But it was just like if this had been made in the U.S. and it was a big budget Hollywood movie, people still would have been mad if they were white people because they're
Even
like, why aren't they
it
Japanese?
takes place
But it doesn't
in
make
the
any
year,
sense. Like it was like whatever about the Ghost in the Shell. Who cares about
it being white?
About everything else? Like who cares if it was a good movie or not?
Yeah.
Did it matter that she was Japanese or not? Because in the show, is that ever explicitly stated?
And I guarantee people are going to do the same shit with Cowboy Bebop.
Yeah, if Cowboy Bebop became a live action movie,
One Punch Man.
One Punch Man. Yeah,
and it's just like they never specify their nationality.
Yeah, in One Punch Man, we don't even know where it takes place.
In One Punch Man,
it's just like.
Well, yeah, they live in like
so
they're like in like City A. City
yeah,
B.
they're called like City A, City B.
Cities.
So the way to do that, I think, is to have a really diverse cast.
Yeah.
You don't have to have the main character be a white guy. He could be a Japanese guy, and then you can have like the cyborg dude be a white guy or a black guy or something. Yeah, you know.
Genos.
Yeah, Genos. Yeah. God, that show's hilarious, dude. we just watched the third episode the other day. It's like the funniest.
And like it's coming up like Dragon Ball Z, the worst fucking one.
Oh my god, that movie is terrible.
Fucking made. Like it's just like.
Well, even like the Attack on Titan live action movie is terrible because everyone is Japanese, even though
and
that
is
show
supposed to be diverse. Like it's supposed to.
Well, yeah,
be...
they're like the last humans on Earth.
I always.
And Mikasa is like the last like Asian person on Earth.
Because a Japanese studio produced this movie, right? This Full Metal Alchemist movie.
Yeah,
because they shot it in Japan.
It was just Japanese studios like. They have money, right? They could fly in actors.
Yeah.
Who speak Japanese that aren't Japanese.
Yeah. Warner Brothers. I don't know if Warner Brothers just bought it to distribute it onto Netflix, but that doesn't really make any sense to me. So obviously they had some sort of kind of stake in the money. I don't know.
That's weird, man.
Yeah.
But speaking of Netflix, real quick to talk about Annihilation.
Oh, yeah.
I forgot to mention, Annihilation came out internationally on Netflix.
Oh, okay. So if we have any...
Yeah, international viewers... Duncan,
yeah. I know Duncan watches our show, but
yeah, well,
Duncan, watch our show.
Don't watch the Full Metal Alchemist.
We're gonna link it to you right now.
Stay away from Full Metal Alchemist and watch Annihilation.
Yeah,
because you're in the UK, baby.
Yeah, and maybe check out Mute. I haven't seen it.
But, I haven't seen it yet either. I've been meaning to watch it.
But I do like.
I love Duncan Jones.
I like Duncan Jones. So you know. But anyway, so I think my last thought on it is that the Japanese. A lot of their stories, they're always writing. They're either ambiguous about the ethnicities of their heroes,
or it's just straight up.
Or it's just straight up like.
It takes place in a school.
Yeah, like it's obviously about Japanese people unless otherwise stated. Like a lot of like the slice of life anime, are they're obviously about Japanese characters because they are in school and they never say anything about it. But other stuff like Cowboy Bebop, it's very ambiguous. It's in space.
Well,
and
also
we
like the main character's name, like his name isn't Japanese.
Yeah, his name is Spike Spiegel, right? And then like we have like Jet, which is probably a nickname or and like
he doesn't look Asian though.
And then we have like Ed, and like the dog's name is Ein. Like all these names, I don't know. Japan, I think, has this weird relationship with like U.S. culture and
or
like
just Western culture.
Yeah, Western culture really in general. Right. Yeah. Because like again, like Full Metal Alchemist is like European. It takes place in Europe.
Yeah, no one has like a Asian names except for the characters that are from an Asian country.
Yeah, so it's I don't know. I think it's weird. I think it's weird to me when people get mad about like adaptations. Also, like why were people mad about the ethnicities of the actors in the Death Note adaptation? Because it took place in the U.S. Yeah, it took place in Seattle. Too, So I'm like, you can't really get mad about that. Now, granted, it didn't have to be a white guy as our main character. It could have been like a Japanese American, which would have made sense because if we're working with a Japanese demon,
because then he would have been still called Light Yagami.
It would have made more sense. So I'll grant that, but at the same time, it's like you can't necessarily get too upset about it, Anyway, also star power. Like the reason ScarJo is the main character in Ghost in the Shell is so they can put her name on the poster. Like, and that it's not like, I understand there are other things problematic underneath that, because obviously, like, the reason they don't put a big name Asian actress in there is because there are no big name Japanese actresses. But then if they're not, well, why aren't there? And that's the root of a much bigger problem. But I think, like, you know, for now,
well, also because like
kinda...
movies like this, they're made for like the fans that watch the show. They're not really made for like the general audience. I feel like though you could make a Full Metal Alchemist movie for the general audience with people that you don't know that aren't big names. Because
that's what me and Brandon were saying about like video game adaptations and stuff. It's like,
because these stories are spectacular.
Yeah, and you have to. And like when these people first played the game, when fans first played the game, they didn't know any of that story.
Right.
They had to be introduced to it.
Right.
So you have to do the same thing with a movie, because people seeing the movie didn't necessarily play the game. So
or
like,
watch the anime.
Come on, guys! Like, it's not that hard.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, I think that's it for that. Let's move on. Because I don't want to be mad anymore. Jon Favreau.
Yeah! Favreau!
Not the politician, although I do follow both on Twitter, which is funny because like the Jon Favreau filmmaker is on Twitter, and then the Jon Favreau politician is on there. And like if you look at his Twitter bio, it says, "I never made an Iron Man movie." But anyway. Shame. So Jon Favreau of Elf and Zathura and Iron Man and Iron Man 2 and Jungle Book most recently and the upcoming Lion King is going to be writing and producing and directing a live action Star Wars television show. And I think he's a great choice to do Star Wars. Because like if you look at it, particularly if you look at like Zathura. Did you ever see Zathura?
Fuck yeah!
Yeah, that movie's awesome. I love that movie. It's just, you know, I mean, now some people might say it's a Jumanji ripoff, but it literally is a Jumanji ripoff because Chris Van Allsburg wrote
it
Zathura.
to be a sequel.
As a separate. Yeah, like he was like I want to write another book like Jumanji, but different. I want to do a sci-fi version of Jumanji.
In space.
No, and Iron Man's great.
And it's cool. Iron Man's great. Chef is awesome. Chef is a great
I'm so happy that Jon Favreau is doing this.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be good.
So happy. I'm glad that I still hope that they do an animated series because Rebels just ended and I haven't seen the ending of it, but I heard that it's a very emotional ending.
Oh, dude. So are you aware of the time stuff in
with Rebels?
Yeah.
Yeah. It does.
Okay.
It's about. I believe it's ending where the Battle of Endor is going on right now.
Oh, okay. It's because I just learned about the fact that they've done like time travel. And I'm like,
don't tell me that.
Okay, I won't tell you anymore.
I
but
just
there's
got fucking goosebumps, bro.
Yeah, dude. There's like some weird stuff going on.
Fucking way. See, like, I have 6 more episodes to watch.
There's weird stuff going on. So
the Rebels.
It kind of opens up some new doors for Star Wars.
No, like it was really good. Like, and that's what was really cool about Rebels. It was a really good, just great stepping ground for all kinds of stuff to come forward. And like I like that the Force was made a thing for everybody, pretty much in Rebels. Mm-hmm. It was cool, and the fan servicing wasn't there. It was good. Like we had characters show up, but it wasn't forced. Like Leia showed up, Lando showed up.
It works within the context of the story. Yeah, that's the best kind of fan service.
Which is great. Yeah, we never saw Han Solo, which is freaking great. I'm glad we never did. We didn't have to.
I'm Han Solo. Yeah. I'm Han Solo.
But I'm they haven't talked about what Favreau is going to do yet.
No. Well, they haven't really said anything that anybody that has signed on. Now, so in parentheses here, I put, and not everyone is happy. Did you hear about this?
Why?
So some people
because
are
they got another straight white male,
straight white man to do a Star Wars thing. And granted, I see that argument. You know, every single person who's made a Star Wars movie has been
are mad about.
A straight white man, and they're like, why can't we get like a black dude to do Star Wars, or a woman, or whatever. Like, I think maybe that
this shit only happens in America, man. Like,
I mean, I see their frustration. Why couldn't a woman have done Episode 9? Why do we have to have J.J. Abrams again? You know what I mean? Like. But I mean, at the same time, I'm like I know Jon Favreau's gonna do a good job, so I get the point.
It's about, just like, are there any freaking female or black directors that are experienced in sci-fi?
I'm sure there are.
Or big huge fans of Star Wars. Yeah, and like again, they have their own story to tell.
I'm sure there are, but it's like, where are they? Where
and like people are mad. Then why aren't people throwing up names? Like
Yeah, that's my thing, and I think some people have mentioned.
I'm not saying
things,
I'm against it. It's just like it kind of pisses me off when people want to be fucking like shoehorning diversity into fucking Star Wars. I'm sorry, but like there's a time and place for everything, and I'm not just talking about Star Wars. I'm just talking about fucking life. Period.
Yeah.
Like we don't need stuff just to fucking satisfy people.
Yeah.
Sorry, this is fucking Star Wars, and like.
Yeah, and I mean, like within the stories, we've been getting more diversity.
We've been
I
getting
mean, like
more,
yeah, like
absolutely.
and to a lot of people's chagrin, you know, like with The Last Jedi was received very bizarrely because it had a Asian character and it had a bunch of I don't know.
The last 3 movies have been driven by female force, which is awesome.
Yeah,
and like
it's been awesome.
I get it. It's just like, but it just kind of frustrates me because like. We got a great creator here, a great storyteller, who has worked fucking wonderfully in hand with Disney.
Yeah, I understand the argument to be made, and there should be a conversation about that. But I just was kind of bummed me out that it was like Jon Favreau is a great filmmaker, and I think he's perfect for Star Wars.
Absolutely.
So it's kind of like
who are they gonna get? Greta Gerwig?
We should still be saying. I think the argument should be made for JJ to not do 9.
I think
get like a woman to do 9.
I think it's problems like this why Frances McDormand's like inclusion writer, because then in the future, then you can have the things that you want like regarding diversity.
Yeah.
Then you can have like people, but like I mean you have to like put it in your first you have to like lay the foundation down. So like like don't just complain about it, like tell the people who are involved, tell the actors, tell those people to put that in their contract. So that way the studio has to do it.
And it's not like Disney's against this either, because like I know that Disney's doing everything that they can to get, for Christ's sakes, Kathleen Kennedy runs LucasArts, people. Gosh, I hate when people are like, ooh, Dave Filoni should be in charge. No, fuck off. I love Dave Filoni, don't get me wrong, and Pablo Hidalgo too, but Kathleen Kennedy, I think, she's done good, I think.
This reminds me, the big piece of news that happened was Darla K. Anderson, who has been a producer at Pixar since like the beginning. She produced like Finding Nemo. And like Toy Story 3 and like I think Toy Story 2 as well, and a bunch of stuff. And just recently Coco is leaving Pixar.
Wow.
And you could argue she's a big reason that a lot of the movies work the way they do.
Is she leaving on good terms though?
It seems as though it's good terms. So it seems like
these are people that freaking LucasArts can be picking up at it.
Yeah, you could. I think she'll probably just move elsewhere within Disney.
It's just like that's usually what they do.
Yeah,
and like people like. It just drives me nuts that people just like want all these forced direct, and like I'm happy with the track record that we've been getting. I would like people like, but again, I'm gonna say Brad Bird, but guess what? He's another straight white male.
Yeah, that's the problem. It's like I want Brad Bird, but then like people are gonna be like, well, why isn't he a woman? I
want Neil Blomkamp, but he's straight white male too.
Yeah,
from South Africa.
It's like you know what we need to do is just get a list of a bunch of women and people of color, filmmakers, and just watch their work. Yeah. And so that way we have a body of work
the interest has to start with them too. We can't just be hiring directors who aren't dedicated to Star Wars. Yeah. And that's why I appreciate Gareth Edwards and
now as like a devil's advocate to give you a counterpoint. Who directed Empire Strikes Back? Who was it? It's what's his name?
Some guy.
Well, I mean, we have the internet right here.
Yeah, why don't you just look it up?
Empire Strikes Back. The whole internet's all like, why don't you know that already, you stupid? Yeah, Irving Kershner. Irving Kershner did not like Star Wars. He was like, I want to change it to make it a better movie. And so that could work. But the thing is, they have to be willing to do that. Because I completely understand what you're saying. Because if you have someone who doesn't like it and they come in and I'm just going to change it completely. Yeah. Irving Kershner didn't change it.
He had a positive attitude.
Yeah, he was like, I know what I want to. It's like the Russo brothers were like, Captain America was not our favorite. We thought he was kind of lame. So they wanted to make him cool, and then they made Winter Soldier, and it's like people say that's like the best movie.
And then they made him cool, but I already thought he was.
Yeah, I honestly, I was like,
cool,
you know
baby.
what? Yeah, he's pretty cool.
No,
no pun intended, because they found him on the ice.
Because he's on ice.
I mean, like, and it starts with a little bit of, of passion of wanting to do sci-fi and wanting to do just, weird spacey stuff, and it's cool. We do need something like every character to come back around.
Yeah.
But then again, this is coming back to this, like, do any of these directors that people want actually even want to try to do this? Do they even care? Or are they going to do it because they're doing it for Star Wars?
Yeah, that's the question. I mean, but who knows? I think Jon Favreau is going to do a good job.
I know he's going to do a great job. I have great confidence. They've been doing awesome with the TV show. Period. With the TV shows, I think he also voiced Pre Vizsla in the TV show Clone Wars. He was a voice. One of the
yeah.
Gets his head chopped off.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, but dude, yeah, the shows have gotten pretty dark. Like, and I think he's gonna be able to have a lot of fun and I think flexibility with it. And I hope it's set during the Old Republic. That'd be really cool. Because I'm so tired of the Empire. Everybody's tired of the Empire and TIE Fighters. I'm tired of TIE Fighters. They're fucking lame.
They were cool.
They were cool.
Then they put them in everything Star Wars.
I saw a good tweet, and we'll end this on this tweet that I saw, but it was kind of like, if you make 7,000 Star Wars things every year, Star Wars is no longer special.
Right.
And I think that's a good...
Yeah.
I mean,
I think it'll always be special to me, but like they gotta get away from what we know as Star Wars.
Like to someone who really loves it, it's never gonna you're never gonna tire of it. You're always gonna love it.
Yeah.
But I think like the thing is that there are a lot of people who
are
only casual fans, and it's like, well, this is all the same thing now.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like we need to change it up.
We need to see different stuff.
Speaking of Star Wars, John Williams says that he's probably going to be done with Star Wars after Episode 9.
I'm glad.
And I'm glad too. I think
that's the way it should have been.
I mean, there's a lot of pressure on one guy to keep creating iconic music over and over again. So
no, I think it's great because it was always intended to be 9 episodes long.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. So that's that. I don't know.
I'm happy for him.
I really don't have much to say about that other than
that's just like a fact.
Yeah.
I love John Williams and
Yeah, it's time for him to rest, man.
Yeah, I know. Give the guy a break. Jesus Christ. Okay, so here we're moving on to some DC news.
Woo!
So this is.
Oh wait, is this the?
So this is interesting.
Oh yeah, this one was weird.
So here we go. I'm going to read this exactly how I wrote it. The Martin Scorsese produced, Todd Phillips directed, possibly Joaquin Phoenix starring Joker movie has a plot. According to The Wrap, the movie is about the Joker as a terrible 80s comedian, and because he's so bad, he goes crazy. Question mark.
Wait, okay, so is this within the same universe?
No, this is separate from the... I don't know.
I don't understand.
Also, there's going to be a Joker and Harley Quinn movie.
A rom-com.
And then...
but who's starring in that?
Joker solo movie, apparently. And that one is Jared Leto and Margot Robbie. I think. That's what I heard. I don't know.
Why don't they just let them go already? Like, keep Margot Robbie, but let go Jared Leto. Nobody liked him on set. He was a total douchebag, and he sucked.
Did you see? Apparently, he said that he was like, yeah, it all got blown out of proportion. I didn't actually send a lot of that
bullshit.
Stuff. But it's like, dude, come on.
I
don't know. Well, anyway, I don't know how I feel about this. It's kind of stupid.
It sounds like they're trying to do, like, a version of The Killing Joke.
This sounds like an SNL skit.
Dude, it sounds like all the fucking DC movies are becoming SNL skits, considering that they just cast Christian fucking Wiig as Cheetah.
Yeah, I'm intrigued
Christian
by
Wiig's
that.
Cheetah.
We're going to talk about it right now.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about it right now.
Fucking Will Ferrell's Reverse Flash?
Oh, well, that's the next thing on the list, so we'll just talk about it. Kristen Wiig is Cheetah in Wonder Woman 2.
I don't know who Cheetah is.
So Cheetah
is she a cheetah?
If you ever watched the Justice League cartoon, she had a leopard print
Does she look like Chitara from Thundercats?
She's actually black, I think, wasn't she?
I'm not sure.
That's some creepy fan art,
It's
that's actually from the comics.
But yeah, look at that.
I don't know.
I don't know. But Kristen Wiig is only funny.
I know. It's weird.
I don't know.
These comedians.
A lot of people say to watch. What's that one movie with her and Bill Hader?
I don't know.
Kristen Wiig, Bill Hader. What did they do together? It's called The Skeleton Twins. Everybody says to see The Skeleton Twins to see like the kind of the sort of acting abilities of dramatic acting abilities of Kristen Wiig.
I know that they could act for sure. Like same thing with Will Ferrell. It's so bizarre that we're like getting like these people that are just known as funny people to be such serious villains.
Yeah, it's interesting. I'm intrigued by the whole thing with Kristen Wiig because I like Kristen Wiig a lot. I think
too.
I want to see her turn out a great performance. It's not like Suicide Squad where I'm willing the actors to do a bad job. You know what I mean?
Like I don't want it to be campy because Wonder Woman did a really good job at holding up that tone.
Yeah, but maybe that's the direction they need to go because I think the DC heroes are a little more. It's harder to ground them in reality than like the Marvel heroes because the Marvel heroes take place in the real world,
Dude,
and like the
DC comics are such serious, like.
And I don't think they should be as
really
much.
aren't.
I think they should
Batman
be more.
is.
Batman is, but that's his thing.
And that's everybody's mistake. I think they fucking they dilute Batman with the whole DC universe.
Yeah.
And you immediately think it's gonna be dark and sinister. That's what my biggest beef from Man of Steel and BVS. I want a good feeling Superman.
And
movie.
that's why I forgive Justice League as much as I do because you
felt that.
feel Superman. You're like, that's Superman, yay! You know,
you don't feel the CG over his mustache.
And and part of you is.
I haven't seen Justice League, but I know about that.
Part of me is like too little, too late, DC. You know, but at the same time, it was just such a relief after 2 like movies where I had to just like sludge through this depressed Superman.
Yeah.
It was just such a relief to see him saving people, like, and you know, being kind of like clever, you know, handsome, like fun, you know, like charismatic guy. I was like, hey, that's the Superman I wanted. But at the same time, I was like, okay, but I don't care
Henry
anymore.
Cavill's alright.
I think that was the first time we got to see him the way I wanted to see, because I knew he could play Superman like that.
Absolutely.
You know, especially after Man from U.N.C.L.E.
Yeah, I was just Man from U.N.C.L.E. him and Armie Hammer, dude. Armie Hammer should have been Batman. God.
I know. Can you, dude? I just realized, if he was Batman, they would have been Man from U.N.C.L.E.
Yeah.
Again.
Well, he was Batman in George Miller's.
Did you see that interview with Armie Hammer where he talked about how they were literally the writer's strike was going to happen in like 12 hours, and so they got the cast together of the movie, and like they were literally he had tried on the suit and everything. They were about to start shooting, and they were like, we need to fix the script. So like they sat down with the actors, and Armie Hammer, there's an interview with him where he talks about it, and he's like, literally, they were sitting down, throwing ideas, and they were writing it at like, they were
full speed.
They were, and because they couldn't write once the writer's strike happened, because otherwise they wouldn't, they couldn't get paid or whatever. I forget what there was like a whole thing.
This makes me so sad.
So like but honestly, if that's how they wrote the movie, I'm glad it didn't happen because it probably would have been super rushed. But yeah, I would have loved Armie Hammer as Batman.
George Miller though.
Yeah, George Miller directing, that would have been super cool. But I'm not willing Kristen Wiig to do a bad job. I want to see her do a good job. And I think if they go a little more campy, not necessarily like super campy, and we're gonna talk about that in the next thing, but I think it'll work. Yeah. Like, so the next thing on the list is Shazam looks P-dope.
Shazam,
yeah.
He looks like he's ready to beat
that
the
another
shit out of all
DC
Shazam. Yeah, so you got to check it out.
Dude,
Shazam.
He's jacked as
boom! Look at him, and look at him. It looks exactly.
I'm so
like
happy.
The
It looks
comic.
exactly
so
like
cool.
the dude.
Zachary Levi or Levi. Is it Levi or Levi?
I think he pronounces it Levi. Yeah. But I always read it as Levi.
I've heard like 50 people
fighting
say
the Rock, dude.
It's gonna be
so cool.
Who is the Rock playing?
Black Adam.
Oh, Black Adam.
Wait, who is Zachary Levi again?
He was Chuck on that show.
Yeah.
Chuck
versus fucking The Rock.
Oh my god, dude.
Yeah, dude, look at this.
Oh my god.
The animated movie, dude.
Oh my god.
Like
that's gonna be awesome.
Oh my god. That looks
Is
like
he in anything else?
Zachary Levi?
Yeah.
What was he in?
He was recently the villain.
He was in Thor.
Oh yeah, he's he's one of the
heroes
the blonde
guy
or whatever. Yeah, he gets killed.
The guy, the blonde guy.
The 2-second appearance that he has in Thor Ragnarok.
They all died, didn't they?
Yeah.
Fucked up, bro.
Yeah, pretty messed
Except
up.
for Sif, because you didn't see her.
Yeah, we didn't see her, so she's probably still alive.
Where's Lady Sif?
But
she's still.
stick.
She went. She went back to chill with the people on Shield, I guess.
Yeah.
She's chilling in space.
I stepped on him on the bridge. Yeah, I felt bad, so I just started carrying him. It's so funny. But yeah, it looks great.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
Like DC's going like in the right direction.
I hope so.
Will Ferrell as Reverse Flash, Zachary Levi.
Yeah, Will Ferrell is Reverse Flash.
Oh yeah, that's why I was like,
it's weird.
All these comedians getting cast as villains.
What is this?
Is there a picture yet or no?
There's no pictures yet. I don't even think they've started filming.
Oh yeah, they haven't started filming. They don't even have directors
You
yet.
spelled his last name wrong.
Oh, whatever. All right.
I mean, he's good at screaming.
This person is very upset. He is great at screaming.
I think he's good at it as he walks on.
I think he's gonna do a good job.
Yeah, because like he looks kind of like the guy who played Thawne in the
And
TV show, so.
I think he's a good villain. I like him as the villain, and I like him as Mugatu. Yeah,
absolutely.
And honestly, Flash is kind of goofy, so
it's gonna work.
Yeah, I think it'll work.
I just hope they get a freaking director for the movie. They've lost like how many directors now? Like 3.
Yeah, I know. It's like a joke now. It's a meme.
And then Joss Whedon dropped out of Batgirl.
Yeah. A lot of people think that was still just a marketing scheme to say he was going to direct Batgirl and then have the transition of him taking over for Justice League be smoother and make more sense, you know what I mean? But yeah, I feel like, I don't know. I would
believe it.
Yeah. Brandon.
Yeah?
Mia. Do you guys like Avengers Infinity War?
Boy.
Yeah.
Well, first of all, I don't know if we talked about this last time, so I don't know if the news broke before we recorded last time.
Yeah.
But Avengers Infinity War, in case you haven't heard, has been bumped up 1 week, meaning that it comes out all around the world on the same day, so we don't have to worry about spoilers.
Yay!
And it comes
except
out
for assholes who are going to record it at like preview screenings, and
it comes out in like
off the internet for a night.
1, 2, 3, 4,
5, 6,
like
7 weeks.
I better get my freaking Spider-Man costume like in 2 weeks
dude.
then, because if that's the case, I ordered it like.
Not only did Infinity War move up a week, I actually think we're going to get another trailer soon. I think we're going to get another trailer.
I don't want another trailer.
And honestly, I think it was going to be like 3 hours long. So like, if we get another trailer, there's no way
I just want to. I just want to see them.
I want to see the
stuff.
shot of Thanos pulling the moon out of the sky.
I can't believe this is finally happening.
I know, dude.
I want to see whenever Cap's gonna come back.
Yeah, with his beard.
In his sexy beard.
I
Oh man, he just looks so good.
I want to see Rocket give Thor a new eye.
Yeah. Oh my god. I didn't think about that. So EW, Entertainment Weekly, published 15 variant covers with a bunch of the heroes.
Yeah. They confirmed the Iron Spider.
They confirmed the Iron Spider in one of those images. Now, honestly, a lot of those covers look terrible. They look like really bad Photoshop. Yeah. Like Chadwick Boseman's head clearly was not in the same room as the post.
How do they do that?
I don't know. It looks awful. I don't think Entertainment Weekly has ever put out a good cover.
Were those the pictures?
They're pretty bad. No.
Are they different?
Let me see. Entertainment Weekly.
You can't see them, but we are going to.
Avengers.
Covers.
Yeah, I can put it on the screen.
I thought you weren't going to edit anything.
Well, no, I was going to edit the bleeping because then I have to listen to every single thing we said. So yeah, these are the covers. You got one with Thanos, Iron Man with the big wings on his.
He looks like Baymax.
He does look like Baymax. Thanos looking badass with the he looks good. Don Cheadle with Drax. Star-Lord with that's Okoye, the character Okoye.
Oh yeah.
Denai, I forget her last name.
Yeah. I want to see Thor.
Oh yeah, the Thor is with Groot and Rocket.
That's
and
cool.
actually,
that's a cool suit.
in the Entertainment Weekly article, we find out a piece of information we didn't know before. The Guardians split up, and Gamora goes on one mission, and Thor goes on another mission with Rocket and Groot.
Teen Groot.
And I think that's going to be a hilarious combination of Thor and Rocket and Groot.
I really hope that Korg doesn't die at the beginning of this.
I know. I love Korg and Meek, dude.
Yeah, I
want Meek to get his blades back, man. I know that's such like a petty thing. Yeah, like who cares? But Meek was so cute, man. He's just like cute little. I love him. So anyway, so there's a lot of the covers. There's 15. We get the Iron Spider. Where are they? Let's see.
You think they're gonna do time travel?
Click
I
on the
think
Captain
so.
America one.
Oh, where's the Captain America?
Bro,
one?
shit's
You
gonna
just
get so
scroll
crazy,
past
dude.
it. It's right there.
Oh yeah, that one looks terrible. Look at it. His head,
Bad.
that looks
His
like
head looks like it's off.
yeah, it's not like looks bad. And then here's
like
the Hulk.
it's hard to make Chris Evans look bad.
Oh look, there's Chadwick
yikes.
Boseman. That one from far away it looks better, but the Chadwick Boseman.
Where's the Iron Spider one?
Oh,
you got
yeah. There's
Nebula
and Scarlet Witch.
Scarlet Witch.
Let me go to this big one right here.
I'm so happy that Karen Gillan is like the one that
Me
made
too. I love
yeah.
Karen
There's
Gillan.
Iron Spider. You can't really
Yeah.
see it, but it's right there.
Spider-Man.
Spoderman.
Yeah, I'm happy Karen
Oh,
Gillan's
wait, I
the one
know
that's
a
like
site
in a lot of
That would
movies
blow
and
up,
stuff.
yeah.
I mean, I love Matt Smith too.
Yeah.
But he's on The Crown, so he's doing fine.
he's doing-
Yeah, he's doing.
And then
good.
what's his name?
I want to see him in a Marvel movie.
Arthur Darvill. Yo, I would
Arthur
love
Darvill's
to.
doing well, too.
I would love to see Matt Smith in a Marvel movie. He could play a secret agent or something. Be all spy.
I'm trying to think of somebody like he would play like a good character. I think he'd be one of the good cosmic characters. He would be a good Kang the Conqueror, yo.
Oh.
And now that the rights are back at Marvel, dude.
Okay, look here we go. Here are all the covers. So
There's
we got Captain
shields.
America. He looks like his head is not attached to his body, but look, that's his original.
OG outfit from.
That's his OG outfit with the star ripped
He
off.
still
It
he
looks
still
cool.
look good though.
Symbolic as fuck.
Doctor Strange looking great.
Yeah,
The Hulk looking good.
Jacked as fuck. He's got like a 12 pack.
Yeah,
we get a cover
Bucky's
with
doing.
Bucky and his
The
vibranium Wakandan
vibranium.
arm.
Oh,
Yeah.
man.
We get a cover with Bucky and Mantis. Looks good. Yeah, I'm wondering if we're gonna see these combinations in the movie or.
That's a sick outfit, dog.
Yeah, dude.
I want to
looks
like
great.
keep growing my hair out so I can dress up as Bucky.
We get Thor with Rocket and Teen Groot. We get Chadwick Boseman as the Black Panther. We get Star-Lord and Okoye. We get Nebula and the Scarlet Witch together. Thanos looking intense as hell. Scarlet Witch. Sorry, it's Scarlett Johansson.
Yeah.
The Black Widow. A lot of people don't like her blonde hair. I think she looks good.
I think it looks cool.
I don't know
it's
why
very,
people don't
it's
like
I think
very
it looks
Secret
okay.
Avengers era.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it looks great. It goes with
Falcon
comics.
and Gamora. Gamora
Falcon
looking like
looks like
she's
a
going to
badass
grab his
too,
crotch on
He
the picture.
does.
Iron Man with
Looking
his
like Baymax.
Baymax
Looks like
wings.
Baymax.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
Don
Don
Cheadle
Cheadle's like a-
does not look.
He just gets bigger and bigger in every movie. Like his
Yeah.
head gets smaller and the armor just gets bigger. It's like clunk, 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 clunk. It's like
Looks
shit,
like
man.
a Rob Liefeld drawing.
Yeah, it does.
Like that drawing of Captain America, where like his chest is so big, it's making any sense.
What picture is that?
I think it's in the comments. I'll show you right now.
Okay.
So Don Cheadle, the War Machine with Drax.
Oh, cool.
Okay,
Iron
there he is,
Spider
Iron Spider. He looks cool.
great.
That's a sick outfit.
Looks really cool, yeah.
I'm glad that they made the color. They maintained his red.
Man,
instead of
I
smoking
love
gold
Tom
and red.
Holland so freaking
so
much.
good.
Yeah.
I think he's so cool.
Ralph the movie maker posted this and he said, I thought this was me for a second. And it does look like Ralph the movie maker. It's really funny. We get Vision with Shuri, which is really cool.
She looks like a badass.
Yeah, she does look like a badass.
I
there.
want her and Bucky to get together. I ship them really hard.
Let me see if I can find the
Oh,
picture
no.
I'm talking about because it was really funny. Oh yeah, there's no.
Oh, poor Hawkeye.
Hashtag original 6 Avenger. And
I
still
know.
no-
That's
It's,
funny.
Let me see.
where'd they put the comment for Ronan for? Did everybody want Ronan?
Oh, I don't know.
Show up.
Hang on.
So Jessica Jones season 2 drop?
It did, I think.
I'm gonna watch it.
I haven't seen it yet. I heard it got kind of bloated, much like every
I
single.
want that outfit.
Oh man.
When I cut my hair, I'll dress up as Bucky.
Okay, I
1940s
swear to
Bucky.
God, the picture I'm. Oh yeah.
Whoa!
Look at
Oh
this, dude.
no!
Yes, we'll talk about that in a second, but I just want to show you guys that picture because I swear it was in the comments here when I was reading this
Google.
earlier. Yeah.
Liefeld.
Well, right, but it's because they photoshopped a picture.
Oh.
Okay, here we go. So here's this picture of this Rob Liefeld Captain America.
No,
which
I
is
don't
horrible
like it.
looking.
That's
and then
so
this
terrible.
person.
Oh, Jesus.
I've seen this.
No.
So if I can, I will put this in the video. But God, that's a hilarious picture where they photoshopped Chris Evans to look like a Rob Liefeld.
So funny.
Why? Why does it look like a
So on top of the 15 covers, we got I think 8 exclusive pictures. We got Thanos throwing the planet. We got, and apparently in an interview with Kevin Feige, he said that that's not on Xandar, which a lot of people thought it was. He said it's on
Earth,
Titan, which is Thanos' home planet.
Bro,
That's been
what
like
if
destroyed.
Thanos just fucking destroys this universe?
Dude,
And that's
can you
how the
imagine that's the
multiverse
end of the
is
movie?
created.
That's the end of the movie. Like, oh my god.
Dude, I'm so excited.
Oh,
for this
also,
movie.
we didn't get an Ant-Man in the covers, in the Entertainment Weekly covers.
I
So
guess
then
he's getting his own movie.
another picture we get is Peter hanging off the side of a school bus, and he's got like the Spider-Man mask, like kind of like
On his head.
yeah, like on top of his head, but the rest of him is dressed all normal, and he's like hanging on the side of the bus. It looks cool. We get a picture of Loki. We get a picture of Cap with Black Widow and War Machine. And then we get a picture of, which we've seen in the trailer, which is Thor in the little ship with Rocket and Groot. So, pretty cool. Pretty cool. Looks great.
Dude, I'm so excited for this movie.
Yeah. Speaking of Marvel, are you a fan of Captain Marvel?
Boy, am I!
In an
I'm a fan of
interview-
Brie Larson.
I'm also a fan of Brie Larson, but probably not as much as
Me.
Brandon, because, she is your wife.
Yeah.
Brie Larson's your waifu?
Yeah.
Like a Brie Larson body pillow. Like, anyway.
Hey man, documantaras are cool, man.
Anyway, so in an interview with Kevin Feige that I think was published just today, he said that because it takes place in the 90s, it's going to be like a 90s action movie. Particularly, he pointed to Terminator 2. So I'm like, that's pretty cool.
So excited.
Yeah,
So excited for
that's
Captain
really,
Marvel.
really cool.
I'm most excited for Captain Marvel, I think, dude.
Yeah?
I'm so thrilled for that movie. That and Infinity War.
Yeah, I think it's going to be...
Everything else, I'm like, yeah.
But I'm also excited for the next Spider-Man.
When's that coming out, though, man?
2020.
See? I could have
So,
2020.
yeah. But anyway, let's move on. So now we're getting down into the trailers, really, that have dropped. So Luke Cage gets a teaser
it was cool.
where he's on fire.
He was in people's face.
Yeah, dude.
Come get me.
Come get me, yeah. Daredevil and Iron Fist got posters for their next seasons, I think. I think Iron Fist got a poster. I know, right?
Got another season.
I swear to God. If they don't lean into the mystical stuff, I'm done.
It's like why even make that show? Like
yeah, like he punches the heart out of a dragon,
man.
and the show is about how his family business is going to be taken over by like some corporate asshole.
I don't get what's with these shows and just like they just don't. They're so like even
Like-
Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I got the same problem why I haven't watched the show.
This is the reason why Moon Knight shouldn't be on Netflix.
Yeah, because they're gonna mess him up.
Yeah, they're going to.
Yeah.
So this is the poster for Daredevil.
That's
It's pretty
sick.
cool. It's really cool.
I heard Runaways was good. Was Runaways good?
I don't know. I haven't seen it. I heard
That's
it
a
was good.
sick dude. Daredevil season 3 is gonna be fucking sick.
Yeah, I hope it's good. I think it's gonna be great. Let's see.
I have nothing to
Is
say 'cause I
there
don't watch the
a
Netflix
poster for
Marvel shows.
what's that show
I
we were
love
just
them.
complaining
Iron
about?
Fist.
Iron
That
Fist
terrible show that we were.
poster season 2.
They should just make a season with him.
Is this
and
it? Is this the poster?
That's pretty cool.
That's a pretty cool.
That's
poster,
actually a really
I
cool
guess, yeah.
poster. I just hope we get to see him doing like more of that instead of just talking about it the whole
I
time.
know. Yeah. I
So
want
he's
him
got a
to.
flaccid Iron Fist.
Does
you
he
know?
not have like a villain that has mystical powers that are beyond like just the dude comes back to life?
I'm not that familiar with.
Because
Because like when I read Iron Fist, it was always Heroes for Hire. It was always just him and Luke Cage.
which is cool. Can
Yeah.
they just combine
Let's just
those
do
shows?
that. Yeah.
Because seriously, Luke Cage is super bloated in that first season.
Yeah.
Like there's like 4 episodes that don't need to be there, and
Yeah.
like Iron Fist
So,
is
like-
super bloated. There's like 12 episodes that don't need to
They
be
should
there.
just do like the first 4. They should just learn from Marvel, from DC, like because Legend of Tomorrow, Flash, and Arrow do really good crossovers. And if they just did a crossover, they could do like the first 4 episodes of Iron Fist, and then the first 4 episodes of Luke Cage, and then the last 4 episodes of season 2 of Iron Fist or season 3 or whatever.
Yeah.
Could just be them doing Heroes for Hire shit, and then it could end early, and then Luke Cage could come out and could tell the other part of them finishing up.
Yeah.
Or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah, or you could have it be like the middle of the season is like I don't know Heroes for Hire and like I don't know. There's a lot of potential there, and I know they're not gonna do it. They're not gonna pay it off. They're stupid.
Speaking
Freaking,
of crossovers, though, Scooby-Doo's finally crossing over with Supernatural!
We just saw that. We
Yeah, we
just
just
saw the
saw that.
pictures, and it was like mind
It
blowing.
looks awesome.
Oh no! What happened? Oh okay.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Oh,
Pepper.
what the?
Okay.
Oh, just Pepper.
Yeah.
Dude, what happened?
This computer's done.
I think we need to plug it in.
It looks
It
Yeah,
might be
it
dead,
looks
actually.
great.
Yeah.
Oh shoot. Okay. Hang on. Plug it in the lappy. But yeah, so we just saw the images for the Scooby-Doo Supernatural
Yo,
crossover.
so I think Fred's gonna be jealous of Dean because he holding on
In
to
the
Daphne's
picture,
hand.
yeah, Dean is holding Daphne's hand, and apparently in an interview, the creator of the show, one of the co-creators of the show, said that it's Scooby-Doo is Dean's favorite show when he was growing up. So like he knows exactly what episode they're in when they get sucked into the show, and the whole reason they go is because they're at like a pawn shop or something, and they get a mystical TV from a guy, and then like Dean's all excited, and Sam's all like, "I'm not so sure, Dean," and Dean's like, "Shut up, Sammy." And then they go back to their house.
Shut up, Sammy.
Because Sam just, we're tired of your blah 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 blah. That's stupid.
This sounds great, man.
Right.
I'm gonna watch the shit out of it. I love Scooby-Doo specials. I love the one with John Cena. That one was really fun.
Dude, that one's hilarious with the rock,
The Rock.
that comes down, and then like, and I love how people post that video and they're like, "I didn't edit this," and it plays the theme when he comes in and punches the rock, and it's like, what is this? That's so weird.
The Rock, the Kiss crossover was pretty cool too.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And then the Jay and Silent Bob one was really funny too.
Oh my god, yeah, I forgot about that.
Everybody shows up in Scooby-Doo.
Oh my god, the Harlem Globetrotters have
Yeah.
been on the show like 3 times.
Yeah, lots of times.
Yeah.
I don't think Cheech and Chong ever showed up.
Oh, that's a bummer.
Yeah. Seems like they would though.
Yeah, it totally
Yeah,
seems
it's
like
totally
something
like a
we should do.
Scooby-Doo.
Yeah.
I feel like it might happen. I want to know.
I feel like Mr. Keen. I feel like okay, here we go. Okay, I know the next item on the list was Brandon, are you familiar with the television program Lost in Space?
I am very familiar with Lost in Space.
So, did you know that Netflix is rebooting Lost in Space?
I do know, and I haven't seen the trailer.
There's a
though.
trailer for it.
I haven't seen the trailer. What the?
And it looks pretty good.
Really?
Yeah, I think it looks pretty good. It looks very like. Here's the thing.
Okay.
A lot of people were like, "I have nothing to say about this,"
Mm-hmm.
and that's kind of the feeling you get from the trailer. What's going on with the laptop?
I don't know what's up in my laptop.
I think it just needs to charge for a little
Yeah,
bit.
it's
It's only
cold,
yeah.
man.
We just kind of we killed it.
Juiced it, man.
Don't you have Google Docs on your phone?
I don't think I have Google Docs on my phone. But anyway, well, let me see. I do have Google Docs on my phone. So the Lost in Space trailer is pretty good.
Yes.
I think the show's going to be pretty solid. It looks like they put a lot of work into the budget and everything. So it's, it feels like it's not going to be like cheesy looking.
Right.
And I hate that word, but but
What's
yeah.
the robot look like now?
That was the one thing I didn't like.
Really?
Yeah, it just looks like
Isn't
a
that the show
weird
with the
humanoid
with that robot?
Oh, really? That's
Yeah.
lame. He's not supposed to be human.
The
right?
robot,
I mean-
like talks like this.
Yeah, well, like he's
Danger,
not.
Will
He doesn't
Robinson.
look like a human, but he's just
he's got legs and shit.
yeah, he's got legs and arms
Bipedal.
and yeah, he has like the figure of a human. It's working.
You have to get to 3% to like power the keyboard.
Okay, so Lost in Space. It looks
Okay, well, I'll check the trailer out.
yeah, check it out.
I'll
It's-
still watch it.
Yeah, I think it'll be good.
I liked the movie growing up as a kid. I thought it was pretty cool and ahead of its time a little bit. The CG, I think, still holds up to this day.
Yeah, I think plot-wise, that movie has a lot of problems.
Pretty cringy.
But yeah.
The action scenes.
It's got Gary Oldman, man.
Yeah.
But the show looks like the budget is pretty solid. But
Cool.
yeah.
I'm excited for that. Thing. I always liked the dude's mask from the movie. That was cool as fuck. Whenever he like his mask just collapsed, I thought that was the coolest shit. The guy from Friends.
Oh, Joey.
Yeah.
Yeah, Joey from Friends.
Matt LeBlanc.
Yeah. So yeah, like the budget's pretty. You know what I mean? Yeah, like it looks pretty solid.
I'm proud of Netflix for producing shit like this too. Like,
Yeah, because I'm really annoyed with Netflix when they first started doing a lot of the original programming. It looked like garbage.
it was really crazy.
Like when they did a Richie Rich sitcom,
Oh, man.
it looked terrible. It didn't even look like like the Full House set is more believable than that set. You know what I mean?
I'm glad that they're canceling all the crap too, like Disjointed. Thank God, that show was so.
Oh, was it bad? I didn't even see
Oh
it.
my God, dude.
Yeah.
Who's in this?
I don't think anybody's super famous.
Dude, this all like Netflix just needs to call us and put us in a show for them. People
But it
love
looks
us.
like, I mean, look at that. It's like the yeah. So that's the
robot.
That's the robot, yo.
That's weird.
Yeah, it's like I'm not a big. I don't love it.
Danger Will Robinson.
Yeah, he does say Danger Will Robinson. Yeah, see, that's the robot.
Oh, it's
I mean, it's not the word, but I don't like how humanish she looks. I want him to be more. You know? Yeah, he just said it. Pretty sick. But it looks.
I don't know. Like, I gotta look at it more.
It looks pretty good. Yeah, we'll watch it right now. And then next we got the full trailer for season 2 of Netflix's adaptation of A Series of Unfortunate Events.
Which looks amazing.
And it looks incredible.
It looks so good.
It looks really.
I'm so excited.
Really good. Like it looks like a step up from season 2 or from season 1, and yeah, it's just.
It looks so good.
It looks incredible. We should talk about the Grinch trailer.
God.
But this looks great. There's
oh wow.
So
nice.
Season 2 of A Series of Unfortunate Events is adapting books 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9, with 10 episodes. 2 episodes devoted to each book. And it looks great.
They're actually wearing the school uniforms because in the book they don't, I don't think.
And like the visuals just look like they stepped it up from season 1, and like, you know, Barry Sonnenfeld is a great director. I know he directed the first 2 episodes of the season.
Dude, I love Barry Sonnenfeld.
Yeah, he's great.
So underrated, yo.
Yeah. But it looks incredible.
It looks amazing.
It looks.
I love the colors, man. The use of colors is fantastic.
Yeah, it's awesome.
So Sonnenfeld, yo.
That was a big thing with the movie. The movie shot with like warm lighting, even though it's very dark, you know, whatever. But this is shot with like cool colors. So
we got Nathan Fillion.
Yeah, Nathan Fillion is coming in. Lucy Punch from Hot Fuzz.
Yeah.
Roger Bart, who's a Broadway actor, he's great, and all the main cast is returning. And
also, Sunny has a cute little hat, and also she gets like pearls and glasses. She's a little secretary.
Oh yeah.
Best thing ever.
Yeah, Sunny is a little secretary. Sarah Rue, who's like a character actress that you can catch on a lot of TV shows, is coming into.
Do you actually teach surgery like that?
I don't think anymore. Like the big surgical operating rooms.
That's an actual thing.
I can't wait to see Chabo the Wolf Baby.
I know. Yeah, Patrick Warburton. What's interesting about A Series of Unfortunate Events within the parts that they're getting into in the books. Books 1 through 7 work on like a very strict kind of structure where the children go to a new guardian, and Count Olaf comes in and disguises himself as somebody and tricks all the adults, and you know, whatever. But then the 7th book, he frames them for murder in the village that they're living in.
And then they have to run away.
And so then the kids are on the run. So from books 8 through the last one, the roles are reversed, and the kids have to don disguises in every book. And that's what's interesting about these particular books they're adapting for this season, because 5, 6, and 7 is going to see that transition where, like, you know, they're going to have to do that. And also the 9th book, which is the one they're ending on for season 2, they're really that book is the big question on that book is like a moral question. Like, the kids have to come to this decision of like, if we do something bad but it's for the greater good, is it still bad? You know, and so that's sort of where the books start to go there, and it's really interesting. I know for a fact that right now they're filming, and they're filming the Grim Grotto right now. And so they're really close to finishing up the series. I think it's gonna be really good. Based on this trailer.
I hope it ends differently than the books do, though.
Well, I mean, because we're getting so much new stuff, like, you know, it looks like Nathan Fillion gets quite the action
more seasons,
to do, because he plays Jacques Snicket,
he dies right away,
and he basically dies immediately. Yeah, he comes in and you meet him very briefly, and then he gets killed. And so, you know, it looks like, and also there's a lot of like subplots involving the secret organization and stuff that they introduced in the first season, that weren't really there in the books, and a new character that wasn't there in the books that was introduced in the first season. So there's a lot of stuff that they can go to in this second season, and it looks
I know
like
they're like, we're going to answer questions that were never answered
that's.
in the
I
book,
remember in
so
an
it's
interview
like,
they said they were going to answer questions that.
So hopefully it ends much better than the last book did, because
I think it's gonna be.
I'm still salty about the end, Lemony Snicket.
I think it's gonna be really good. So to step away from Netflix and get back to Disney a little bit.
Disney World.
Are you familiar with Winnie the Pooh, Brandon?
Boy.
Did you see the trailer for Christopher Robin?
Didn't see it.
It's the Mary Poppins one is not even a trailer. Christopher, not Walken, but Robin trailer. I didn't
spelled trailer
whatever.
wrong.
Here we go. Christopher Robin trailer. Nothing happens. So it's about Ewan McGregor
And his
he's
wife
like,
is Haley Atwell.
Oh, yeah.
Cool.
So Ewan McGregor's like a working stiff, and he's like, I promised my family I was going to take them to the countryside. And then his boss is like, well, I'm a dick, and I say no. So then he's like, okay, well, bye.
Okay, bye, family.
And so then he's all sad. Oh, yeah, you brought us Beauty and the Beast, and it's not very good. It's okay. And he's like, oh, man, I'm so bummed.
It's like, what do I do?
And then, like...
So he's old Christopher Robin?
Yeah, he's old Christopher Robin.
Hey, oh my god!
It's so cute.
It's pretty cute, yeah.
he's cute, but also kind of creepy.
But it's because he's all, like, dingy, you know? Like,
Where's Eeyore? Eeyore's my favorite.
Oh, it's gonna be
looks pretty cute, yeah.
Mom's gonna love it.
Yeah, that's pretty solid, you know? Looks like a sweet little thing.
But will you
Yeah.
cry at the end like you cried at the end of the Tigger movie?
Probably.
I know, right? Like,
I don't want to think about that.
I had to tell some children about the Tigger movie, and they were like, "What's that?" And I was like, "The saddest movie you probably will ever see in your entire life."
As a child.
Like, so this is the trailer for Mary Poppins Returns. Now, look, I have a big issue with this trailer, and it's that it's all gray. And I hate that. Like, every single movie now is just like, like Christopher Nolan. Christopher Nolan and Hans Zimmer ruined everything. Because now everything is gray, and every score is just like, like very, it's like texture. It's not actual, like, melodic
Also,
score.
please answer the question, Disney. Why is the kite still in the trash can?
Yeah, it's been like 20 years.
It's been like
Why is it
20
there?
years. Because this looks like it takes place in the 30s now.
Yeah. So, anyway, it's Lin-Manuel Miranda looks pretty good,
cool.
though. And,
So
yeah.
this is like an official sequel.
Yes. Yeah, it's essentially a direct sequel
I wonder
to
if they'll
the
explain why Mary
1964
Poppins
movie.
looks completely different.
Yeah.
Well,
She's like a Time Lord.
Yeah, I was gonna say she's gonna say I'm a Time Lord.
That's kind of the meme.
That's what everyone says.
Yeah,
is
everyone's
that
like,
she's
oh, she's a
Lord.
Time Lord. That's how she floats and does a bunch of cool stuff.
Yeah.
So like, I'll show you right now. I saw someone compared the image, in Batman v Superman when like the person is on the roof like reaching for Superman. This shot right here where she's floating in.
That's cool.
And it's it's just and then they just do a play on the mirror gag from the original film, and that's about it. It's not nothing too crazy. I kind of want a more full trailer,
It was just to get like Mary Poppins fans excited.
Yeah, just to get people to go, oh, cool. Like here's the actual official images from the movie. So that's it for the show. So we're moving on to the movie club. The question today is, what are you most excited to see this year?
Does it have to be a movie? I'm kidding.
No, it can be whatever.
Okay. Kingdom Hearts 3.
Oh man, dude, we haven't even talked about
Also,
that.
footage of Big Hero 6 world in
Kingdom Hearts 3.
Kingdom Hearts 3.
Yeah, that'll be cool.
That's what I'm excited for.
I mean, I'm me. I'm a Star Wars boy.
Han Solo.
Han Solo's my
Han
boy.
Solo.
I'm so excited as fuck for Han Solo and Infinity War. Infinity War, definitely.
Yeah, I was gonna say in terms
Infinity
of
War.
movies, I think Infinity War. I'm intrigued by Ant-Man and the Wasp.
I'm gonna pull up the 2018 list.
And And I think Netflix, I can't wait for the end of the month with the series of unfortunate events because
I'm super excited for that.
So good. I've watched that trailer like a dozen times because it looks great.
Films. We're probably not gonna get Stranger Things 3 this year, are we?
Probably
not gonna be till like February.
They just
next
announced
I
new
think
characters
they're just shooting
and stuff.
Really?
Oh yeah, did you see the
Yeah,
announcement
they showed who is it?
It's Uma Thurman,
Uma Thurman
and Ethan Hawke's daughter is going to be in the show.
Did you know that they had a daughter? I didn't know
had
that.
no idea they had a daughter.
Yeah,
so when I read
whatever
that,
her first name Thurman Hawke, and I was like, wait, like Uma
Yeah.
Thurman and Ethan Hawke. Like when I saw that, I was
Maya
like,
Hawke?
wait, they had a
her full name is
Maya
Maya
Thurman
Thurman Hawke. Yeah.
What? Oh. That's cool.
I had no idea they had a kid together, and
and then a bunch of people I saw were all mad. They're like, why did you get like? How much did she pay to be in Stranger Things?
And then I saw
like
someone on Twitter who was like, she'll probably just be a love interest for Steve because the Duffer Brothers can't write. And I'm like, what? And then I think someone who agreed with that person was like, yeah, she should hook up with Nancy so we can have the Stonathan that we really want. And I'm like, why? Was there like a hint towards that?
I don't think Jonathan's gonna be around this season. I think Jonathan's gonna go to college and leave because of the trouble that he got
because
into.
of all that.
Yeah, for one thing, and I think they're just kind of. I think they want to do away with the whole Will Jonathan thing, and you have Will like develop on his own a little bit. I think like in high school, so I feel like that's gonna happen. I also feel like Steve's gonna like I still think that he's gonna be one of Hopper's deputy.
You think so?
Yeah. I'm convinced.
If Steve's gonna get any love interest, it's gonna be me because I love Steve Harrington. I love him.
Steve's so handsome.
I love you, Joe
Goddamn.
Keery.
Yeah,
break up with your girlfriend and get with me. I'm kidding. Don't break up with your girlfriend. But I love you.
I'm trying to see like any more news.
They announced another actor, I think, but I can't remember.
They just announced like roles and stuff.
Yeah. Oh yeah. They announced roles. Oh yeah. So like Uma Thurman and Ethan Hawke's daughter is playing a quote alternative girl. That's what the.
Well, it's the 80s. Is she like a goth girl?
2018.
Oh, dude, just scroll through that thing, dude.
Oh.
Yeah. Look.
No.
Oh, Ready Player One. I forgot about
Ready
that.
Player One, Deadpool 2.
The
Deadpool
trailer.
Isle of Dogs.
Isle of Dogs. That's later this month, dude.
Incredibles 2.
Incredibles 2. Oh my God. Never mind.
We're
just
getting some good
excited
stuff
for
this year.
Excited for everything, especially Isle of Dogs.
Dude, Isle of Dogs.
The Predator.
And I don't care what anybody says. I believe that Wes Anderson's not going to have like a racist movie. You know what I mean?
What?
Because everybody's like, oh, it takes place in Japan. I bet that won't be problematic. And I'm like, can we watch the movie before
Why?
we...
What the fuck? Why people? Wow. How what the fuck?
Because he's white. Because he's white and he's making a movie that takes place in Japan in the future.
About Japanese characters.
Well, yeah.
And the Japanese characters speak Japanese because they're played by Japanese people.
Yeah.
Not like freaking Full Metal Alchemist.
Yeah. And then they're like, why are all the dogs played by white people? And I'm like, I don't know. Those are his
Because they're dogs. Dogs don't have a
They're
race.
not really talking. They're only talking to each other. Like,
here's the thing. I'm not trying to defend the fact that they're all white people. He probably could have cast somebody who wasn't white.
Yeah.
He probably could have got what's his name, Flash Thompson.
yeah.
Zero.
Yeah.
What's his name? Damn it.
Tony Revolori.
Tony Revolori.
Yeah,
He probably
Tony
could have got Tony
Ravioli.
Ravioli to play
Penis
one of
Parker.
the dogs.
There's some good stuff coming out. Mortal Engines.
Dude, cock blockers.
Oh.
That's gonna be great. No, I'm just kidding.
Dude, oh god! Every time I see the trailer for that played on
Yeah,
all
dude.
cringe. Mortal Engines, Hotel Transylvania 3.
Oh yeah, dude.
Fucking love those movies.
Those are great. Sicario 2. Jesus Christ.
Dude,
Have
you seen the trailer for that, dude? It's ridiculous.
No. Oh, it's just a bunch of like evil Mexicans or something? Is that what it is?
It's just Benicio del Toro shooting.
Oh, I think I did see that trailer.
He's like,
Is El
"Adios."
Chapo? Is El
Like-
Chapo there?
He like
Yeah.
Call of Duty shoots his handgun like it's a paintball gun or something.
Oh my god.
It's just the silliest thing. Well, I don't know. And then I'm sure Netflix is gonna get some good stuff. I don't know. Like I really ever can't call it too early in the year. There's always like February, March. I'm like, oh, I can't wait for all these movies in 2018, and like 2018 movies hit me. I'm just like, oh.
Yeah, dude. I don't know.
Because that's what 2017 was.
I know people aren't excited about Ready Player One, but screw you. I'm excited that Steven Spielberg, like, forget the plot, the book,
gonna be
whatever.
awesome.
I'm just excited Steven Spielberg is making a movie that is
video game oriented.
Well, yeah, and it's
Colorful.
not like it's okay. And it's not a movie about that takes place in like the 30s and is about like spies on a bridge or people writing a news story.
It seems original as hell.
I want him to do something fun.
Yeah.
Make another E.T. Damn you!
Yeah, I know.
You know?
I'm not really that
Did you
interested.
see that Mariah's auditioning for his West Side Story?
No.
Yeah,
That's cool.
I don't know. I don't want to talk bad or anything, but hey, good luck.
Well, since the card is full and we're not on screen anymore,
I'm naked now.
Any final thoughts, guys?
No. Gotta make some costumes.
I think if you're gonna make an anime adaptation, like a movie version of something, like please do your research.
Why are you still
and like
history?
I don't know. I think Hollywood could do it. Just get the right people.
I think so too.
Get me. I'll help you make it.
Yeah, man. I bet you we could write some hella movies.
Dude, we totally could. Well, I think that's it. I'm excited to see what the movies for the rest of the year, and I guess we'll see you guys next week.
Yeah, we'll talk about maybe Wrinkle in Time if we go.
Yeah. I want to go see
We
Wrinkle
go
in
check
Time.
it out.
There's another movie that's coming out this weekend, and I was like, oh man, that's coming out. But anyway, speaking of anime, we want to start doing a show called About the Anime. The first episode should be on Devilman Crybaby.
Yes.
Hell yeah, I love it.
Yeah.
Did you like it?
Where are you?
Then we should
Did you finish
re-record
it?
it.
No, I'd watched. Is there a new one? Or are
No.
we talking about the old one, the original?
No, not the original one. There's a new one.
Netflix
There's Netflix.
version.
Yeah, and it's like a
Really?
it's like a straight adaptation of the.
Dude,
Yeah.
I
Look
thought that was
up
the
a
original.
trailer or something.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Because I saw the original one and I was like, the original
When you
one.
were a kid and like the one from the 80s. Like,
No,
that was hilarious.
because they made one when I was like in middle school.
What the hell?
I don't know what this is.
That's spooky, dude.
Yeah, I don't know what video. Like I don't know what video is like in my history that's unavailable. Like I have no idea. But
Use the Wayback Machine. No, Devilman Crybaby.
Devil May Cry.
No, dude.
Oh, Devilman. Oh, I thought you were talking about. I thought you said Devil May Cry.
Nah, dude.
Oh.
Nah, dude. This show is cool. You
Oh,
gotta check
then
it
I don't know
out.
what the fuck this is. Sorry, I don't know what the hell this
Oh
is.
no,
Yeah.
it's all good, dude. But this is a cool show.
Oh, there it is.
Is there a trailer?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, there you go.
It's pretty cool, but it's pretty like intense.
He's fucking full already. Yep. Sign
You got
me
my
the
boy.
fuck up.
You got my boy Rio. Devil
This
Man.
looks sick, yo.
It's pretty good.
You're welcome.
Damn. Masaki.
Yeah, he guest directed an episode of Adventure Time.
Really?
It's awesome. Have you seen it? It's this episode where they are like worms. They become worms and they become like birds and they become like the parasites that the worms eat. It's pretty
I
good.
haven't seen that one.
I'm Devil Man.
Yeah, it looks sick. Devil Man.
It's super violent, super sexual. It's,
But it's awesome. So,
Have you ever seen The Idiot Adventures of Photon?
no.
You guys, we need to fucking watch that one. That fucking episode, me and Max will talk about that too, because that's our favorite fucking anime, dude. It's so that's aside from Cowboy Bebop, dude. I think they just recently re-released it. It's like it used to be like fucking $40. It was so hard to get, but now it's like $15. I'm like, fuck yeah, I'm gonna buy it for fucking Amazon. So, yeah.
But
hell yeah, dude.
Well, yeah. So we want to start doing a show called After the Anime. Where we really
recorded-
go in depth on.
we recorded the first episode already about Devil Man Crybaby.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
We will do.
But yeah,
So we can do another episode.
We should do Photon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd love to do one on Bebop.
Bebop.
Because you know.
We gotta do one on Full Metal Alchemist so we can talk about
Yeah, Full Metal. Yeah.
One Punch Man.
One Punch Man.
One punch.
So good.
And just like anime, you know.
He forgets
all the
that
kinds.
it's the day to go to where the things are on sale at the market. That's so funny.
Yeah, man. But yeah, so our first episode is about Devilman Crybaby, and it was fun. It was a fun ride. It's only 10 episodes, so we recommend you go watch it on Netflix because it's very good.
Yeah, well, that's it for this week's show. So we'll see you hopefully next week. Yeah.
See you all.
Follow us.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Follow us on Twitter.
Like and subscribe.
Instagram. Like and subscribe. Yeah.
All right. Adios.
Adios.
Peace out.